Hey there, Legal Tea listeners. Fancy having you here. This is your host, Jenny Roselle, and I am so honored to have you here for this teaser, premiere, probably more of a teaser episode of Legal Tea. Now, a little bit about me, the person behind the voice. Professionally speaking, I am a practicing attorney in the great state of Indiana. And specifically, I practice in the fields of estate law and elder law. Personally speaking, I am married to my wonderful, patient husband, Justin. And we have two basset hounds. Their names are Floyd and Mildred. A little caveat that Floyd and Mildred are probably going to have some audio cameos through these episodes because they're hound dogs. They like to bark. They shake their ears. They're just loud. So I'm just going to say apologies in advance on that one. So recently my husband and I, well, now you guys know him as Justin. Justin and I moved out to the country. And like so many in this year of 2021, early 2021, I've been working from home more than I ever have in my working life, all due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And where my home office is, specifically my desk, it sits next to a window that overlooks, it's beautiful. It's a cornfield, sometimes it's a bean field, it rotates every year. Anybody from the country knows what I mean by that. And that's when Legal Tea was born. There was one day I specifically remember I was in my normal work grind. I had a calendar full of Zoom client meetings. I was looking out one day and I was like, you know what, Jenny? You don't have any super cool, fun projects going on. And I was like, why don't I just start a podcast where I talk about my little estate and elder law world and somehow make it fun? And that's when Legal Tea was born. So let's talk about Legal Tea Podcast. What is it going to be? This podcast, we're going to be spilling the tea on all things estate planning, estate law, and elder law. And truly my goal in this is to promote awareness and spread solid information to you so that when it's time for you to do your own estate plan, which is going to be my podcast hashtag do your estate plan, you're going to be better informed. You're going to be a better informed consumer when it's time to do your planning. So logistically, this podcast, we're going to release a new episode weekly on Tuesdays. So tune in for a brand new episode every Tuesday. And specifically, this podcast is going to have a rotation of topics. And there's going to be 3 of them. So let's talk about all 3. First one is going to be it's going to be estate planning of the rich and famous. So for this topic, we're going to be talking about celebrities. And yes, while some of them have done a good job, those aren't the ones that make the headlines. The ones that make the headlines are the ones that have left a mess estate planning wise after they passed away. So, little insider scoop. The first few episodes, when we're talking estate planning of the rich and famous, are going to be people like Prince, Michael Jackson, Anna Nicole Smith, names you've definitely heard of. And lately, they're in maybe not Anna Nicole Smith, they're in the news, they're on the headlines because of the estate planning. Let's just call it what it is, a disaster, what was left. So that's the first topic, is estate planning of the rich and famous. The second topic is going to be a cautionary tale. So yeah, there's some cautionary tales, a lot of cautionary tales from celebrities. But when I talk about cautionary tales from this podcast topic standpoint, We're going to be talking about real life people like you and I, just normal people, real life facts, real life cases that I've worked on. There's people like you and me that may have done or not done something and perhaps made a little bit of a mess in their estate planning. So this one's going to be, of course, I'm going to redact names for confidentiality purposes, but these are going to focus on people like you and me. The third and final topic is going to be some sort of hot topic, some sort of current trend that is sort of being impacted by my world, my little estate and elder law world. So, perfect example of this. The first episode on this topic is going to be about Britney Spears' conservatorship. You know, I have heard about it. I've known it's been going on for a long time, but I hadn't really researched it and kind of figured out, like, what in the world is going on? How did we get to this point? Why is it taking so long? So that's going to be the first episode on the current trend hot topic. Topic is Britney Spears' conservatorship. So these topics are going to be rotating. So like week 1 is going to be estate planning of the rich and famous. This first one's going to be about Prince. The second week's episode is going to be a cautionary tale. The third week's episode is going to be a current trend hot topic. And then we're going to start back over and go estate planning in the rich and famous. So that's what I mean, that it's going to be a rotating topic. So with that being said, look out next Tuesday for the very first, let's call it real episode of Legal Tea. And we're going to be talking about Prince and his estate. So I will talk to you then. Until then, take care.